Good foggy Friday morning to everyone. This is GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, your source for weather information for the northern mid-Atlantic 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the in-depth video forecast analysis discussion for this Friday, the 21st of February 2014. Starting out on a foggy note this morning with dense fog across the region. There is a fog advisory in effect for the entire New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area, all of New Jersey, Long Island, New York, southeastern Pennsylvania, southeastern Hudson Valley region of New York into interior Connecticut. Dense fog anywhere from a tenth of a mile to 2 miles across the region. And where the snowpack is the heaviest, or where we have the most snowpack, actually is where the fog is becoming even more dense as the morning progresses. We've got temperatures and dew points just about approaching themselves here in the mid and upper 30s across northwestern New Jersey, mid and upper 30s in the New York City metropolitan area, down towards Philadelphia too. And we have a light wind out of the northeast ahead of a warm front here, which is snaking back through central and southeastern Pennsylvania, down through the Delaware region, and then off the New Jersey coastline just south and east of New York City. To the north of the warm front, the winds are light out of the northeast, and this is pumping in some moist air from in and off the ocean. Combination of that and snowpack has reduced visibilities to below a half a mile in many of these locations, so do use caution driving this morning. Another busy morning here as the warmer air obviously is causing a lot of havoc with watches and warnings and advisories across the region. We've got a lot going on today, so let's get to it. First of all, we do have that fog advisory for the northern sections until 12 noon this afternoon, and until around 10 o'clock this morning for the central and southern regions of New Jersey as the warm front makes its way through and the winds shift to the south and the fog begins to dissipate from south to north between 10 a.m. and noontime this afternoon. Over interior New Jersey, down through southeastern Pennsylvania, including Philadelphia and a portion of the northern turnpike here, we have an aerial flood watch, and the aerial flood watch is in effect until this evening as well. And a combination of the warming southerly winds this afternoon and the increasing warmth across the region will cause snowmelt to continue in a gradual fashion, and then an oncoming cold front with showers and low-top thunderstorms this afternoon, mainly between 2 o'clock and 4 p.m. across the region, will introduce a half of an inch of rainfall across the region, with locally higher amounts in any heavier thunder showers, especially south and central portions of New Jersey down through the Delaware River water gap and the Delmarva region here. And this area is being monitored in southern New Jersey and the Delmarva for a slight risk for severe weather during late this afternoon before the cold front moves off the coast. But the melting of the snow and the water will cause small streams and creeks to rise to near Bankful, and also small flooding concerns along rivers. Again, in low-lying drainage areas, clogged drains, and small street and urban flooding as well. And we do have to monitor the snowpack and snowmelt that will continue over the weekend too, because we have some ice jams on rivers, and these ice jams will begin to loosen up, and any water that's flowing downstream or upstream downstream towards them will produce low-lying flooding across those small streams and creeks. We also on the ocean front have small craft advisories until 12 a.m. on Saturday for the New Jersey coastal waters down through southern New Jersey and the Delaware Bay area, and this will be until late this afternoon, actually until midnight tonight across the coastal waters of New Jersey, with southerly winds freshening at 10 to 20 knots, gust up to 30 knots, and seas becoming choppy at 5 to 8 feet or so. And these seas will not subside that quickly even after the front moves offshore during this evening. Now for the coastal waters across southern New Jersey into the back bays here, small craft advisories will be discontinued in the back bays here at 5 p.m. this evening, but they'll continue along the ocean fronts of the Delmarva Peninsula and southern Delaware here until midnight tonight. Also for the South Shore and east ends of Long Island until 6 p.m. this evening as well. Morning surface analysis from WeatherRoanoke.com. A digital atmosphere software shows our slinking warm front now. All the way from western Pennsylvania down through interior valleys of Virginia, and then off the Delmarva coast here just south and east of Long Island. This warm front is making its way north. Already temperatures in central and southern coastal New Jersey getting into the 50s right now, just south of where the warm front is. All the winds are churning around to the south, and ahead of the warm front, all winds to the north are out of the northeast right now. This warm front will make its way through during the afternoon, probably early this afternoon, passing through northern New Jersey, the New York City terminals, into southern Connecticut before the cold front comes through. And this is a very vigorous cold front too. We have an including low, very very strong low pressure system over the UP of Michigan. It's moving into southeastern Canada. Will begin to spin down during the next 24 hours, but it's going to drag two cold fronts through the region. The first cold front coming through this afternoon. Ahead of the cold front, abundant moisture seen here on the latest image here across the Carolinas, where there's a convective line of showers and thunderstorms. We're going to have some showers and thunderstorms in our forecast region, mainly between 1 and 4 p.m. this afternoon as the cold front makes its way off the coast and the winds shift back to the west-northwest. Brief high pressure builds in briefly tomorrow. Not that cold tomorrow. The winds will still be out of the west-southwest ahead of a second cold front, which will drive through the region relatively dry on Saturday night and Sunday morning, and that will set the stage for the trough axis here in the central United States and southeastern Canada to begin to push eastward, and colder air will start arriving in our forecast area during Sunday afternoon into early next week. For the aviational weather deck this morning, we have limited IFR conditions with ceilings below 500 feet and very reduced visibilities, anywhere from a tenth to a mile to 2 miles. Here in Newark this morning, 37 degrees, dew point 36, humidity 96%. The wind is northeast at 8, visibility a half a mile and light drizzle and fog. It's overcast at 200 feet. Expecting that dense fog and 1/2 mile visibility throughout the morning, reducing air travel actually at the surface, and we'll have to look and see if we have any flight delays here this morning. Right now it doesn't look so. We still have a half a mile visibility and some drizzle and fog, and then 3/4 of a mile in rain coming through early this afternoon into this evening. It could even have a low top thunderstorm across the region this afternoon anywhere after 1 or 2 o'clock, and that thunderstorm could move through the region with some broken ceilings and cumulonimbus tower tops at about 12,000 feet. Low top thunderstorms there, scattered clouds at 300 feet. And then the rain showers scoot off the coast with a wind shift to the west at 15 gusts to 25 knots late this afternoon actually. Let's get back to this. And then from late tonight into tomorrow morning, some scattered to broken clouds, mostly of the mid and upper level variety as a jet streak moves through the region. Winds will be out of the west at about 12 knots, dropping down to about 6 knots early tomorrow morning. VFR conditions will return to the terminals during this evening. Now for Philadelphia, 37 degrees this morning. The wind is out of the northeast at 7. We have a tenth of a mile visibility there in fog, a ceiling variable below 100 feet. That's dense fog there this morning. The dense fog advisory continues in that area until around 12 noon this afternoon. Some showers and even a thunderstorm moving through the region late this afternoon. The winds out of the south at 12 gusts to 24 knots. Visibility is being hampered and reduced in those showers and low top thunderstorms. And then the wind shifts around to the west at 12 gusts to 22 knots with some scattered showers late this afternoon into the evening hours until the front moves off the coast. And then some scattered to broken clouds across the region with a jet streak early tomorrow morning. The winds out of the west at 6 knots, dying down and remaining under 10 knots during tomorrow morning. Taking a look at the short-range high-resolution rapid refresh model, dense fog across the region, some drizzle across the region this morning. Here comes our cold front, and this is showing a pretty good slinking line of convection. Some heavy showers and low-top thunderstorms making their way through the region between 1 and 4 p.m. this afternoon. These can contain some very heavy downpours, some strong gusty winds as some of the air in the mid and lower levels gets mixed down to the surface. Could have strong wind gust, a little bit of bowing. We could have some wind damage reports across the region as well, and we're going to have to take a look at that and just see how that sets up on radar. Once and most of the convection, the heaviest convection, could be focused right around, let's say, Hudson, Union counties down through interior portions of central and southern New Jersey, right down through the northern Delmarva, according to the HRRR model. And then the front moves off the coast with rapid clearing during late this evening, maybe just some scattered high clouds across the region late tonight into early tomorrow morning. And Penn State's EWOL 4 kilometer or 2 kilometer, I think it's 4 kilometer, simulated radar reflectivity product from the NAM-WRF composite reflectivity model. Here's our drizzle and fog across the region early this morning is our line of showers and low-top thunderstorms. Not as impressive on the simulated modeling here from the NAM as seen with the high-resolution model, but we're pretty confident that that line could move through with some gusty winds and some heavy brief downpours over about a 2-hour period from about 1:30 through 4 o'clock this afternoon. And then the NAM holds on to a little bit more cloud cover late this evening, scattered to broken clouds, and then that clears off. Here comes our next front. Tomorrow should be a pretty dry day with a west to southwest flow ahead of the secondary cold front moving through. This is where things get interesting. A little bit more cloud cover around Saturday night and Sunday morning, relatively dry, but there is a weak wave of low pressure that's supposed to form somewhere here along the Ohio River Valley, and that might move through and scoot through the area as the temperatures begin to fall on Sunday night and Monday morning. And we're just going to have to watch to see if that's going to produce any light snow around here or rain around here on Sunday night and Monday morning too. So the active weather pattern really does continue here. Taking a look at the upper air pattern, the 500 millibar vorticity, and basically this gives you an upstairs idea of what's going on in the atmosphere. Here's our big upper level low here, occluding and spinning off into the southeastern portions of Hudson's Bay, Canada, dragging a cold front through the region this afternoon with showers and thunderstorms. That low begins to spin down a little bit. Notice we have a broad trough across the northern tier, strong ridging here in Alaska. This is a very strong positive PNA signature, but undercutting this is basically a zonal flow. And a piece of this energy, as this high continues to build in Alaska, it brings and spins down more energy on the south side of it. That carves out the mean trough, and this trough axis then builds port of the polar vortex into the region, as we can see by early next week. And then an Arctic front will probably pass through dry during the day on Thursday, and that will be a cold spell around here. And then that polar vortex lifts back into southeastern Canada, and we get into a zonal flow, and then eventually a southwest flow, according to the GFS, as a cutoff low develops in the southern stream here during late next week for March 1st. And we're just basically in a flat west to east flow, with progressive weather systems moving through the region as a result. And start things out with our cold front moving through the region this morning, or late this afternoon rather. Rain showers along it, some heavy thunderstorms across central and southern New Jersey. That's possible all the way into New York City. It's possible to see a thunderstorm too, with strong gusty downburst winds during this afternoon in that quick moving line. As the low pressure occludes over Hudson's Bay, Canada, brief high pressure builds into the region. We're in a west to southwest flow with the secondary cold front moving off the coast during Saturday night and Sunday morning. Now, here's where things get a little interesting. Another clipper moves through the region on Sunday evening, Monday morning, and as such we could find a little bit more rain or frozen precipitation around the region. Should be light, but we're going to monitor this because this is accumulating precipitation in the form of either light snow or light rain across the region, and that would be for very late Sunday night into early Monday morning. Another pain in the neck again. And here comes another disturbance here. This one on Tuesday, it seems like the GFS wants to put things into two streams, with the northern clipper coming across the region during Tuesday morning and moving quickly off the coast with a period of light snow on Tuesday, and then another system organizing with a clipper and a southern stream energy developing a wave here off the mid-Atlantic coast on Wednesday. And this one is a little bit more formidable. This one could produce even more snow across the region on Wednesday. Again, the GFS separating these into two different systems, and that moves off the coast, and cold air comes in with strong high pressure building in at the surface and aloft across the eastern United States, with an Arctic cold front coming through the region on Thursday and Friday, and then just cold, dry air filtering into the region for late next week. So keep all your weather wits about you over the next couple of days right through next week, because winter is going to continue at least for a little while here in the northern mid-Atlantic region. For Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Again, we have live feeds on both websites, as well as Twitter and Facebook. And of course, all the latest weather information 24 hours a day on Facebook and Twitter as well, and both websites. For Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. I'll be back bright and early with you again in video form on Monday. Do monitor the flooding and also the milder temperatures, which will produce snowpack. Just be very careful out there traveling about this morning, tonight, and over the weekend.